So we got a package in today, and I'm going to take this opportunity to show why we preach some of the practices that we do and how they come into play and how they actually prove themselves. So what better way to show you than as we are doing it on the go. So without further ado, to the untrained eye, this may just seem like a random mess of cables, right? Some of you may have already caught on to some of what we're looking at here. This came from an auction where our competition, that's exactly what they thought. You know, they're like, oh, just a bunch of cables. It looks like there's a Nintendo cable in there. We don't need that. That's junk. However, if you know what you're looking at, you'll spot that there is a TI-99 connector here. A lot of these older consoles, you'll find them out in the wild, but they don't have their connections, let alone in good condition, right? So if you don't know what a TI-99 is, it's a good money maker. I'll put one here in the screen in a second. Those tend to go for about $100, what have you. Now, the thing about these types of cables is, you know, funny enough, whenever you need one and you go to eBay, it's going to be 20, 30 bucks, right? Because you happen to need it. So that's why it's always good to have them in stock. You know, the next TI-99 that I come across, it's going to be like 15 bucks, right? 20 bucks, because it's going to be missing a cable. And I have power supply also on my bench. And I'm going to have this. And when I do the math for everything, maybe I paid $4 for it. And it's going to allow me to test it, get it in the store, get it listed, get it gone, right? Moving right along. What's this? You see it right there. Atari. Some of these older systems were a little bit weird in that your coaxial was tied to your power. So if you want to hook up things properly and the way they were meant to, you gotta have OEM parts. Here's another one. I believe this is for a Magnavox Odyssey, and I actually need one of these. Sure enough, when I was looking them up a few weeks ago, they were like 18, 20 bucks. So boom, now I have a Magnavox to test with. If that one doesn't work, I can use this one, or if it works, I can store it or sell it for 20 bucks. This one's going to be for either a Master System or a Genesis power base, so that would be a Master System most likely. It would work with both. These, I do have a bunch of these, so what I tend to do is I bunch them up. I'll take like 5 or 8, send them to auction. But if I didn't, then I would have that. Here's another one. This one can be either for a ColecoVision or an Atari. You guys let me know. So, here's the second one. You see what you're supposed to do. Some of you may have never played with these things before, so you're getting a good look. Multi-cables, depending on your setup, this is good. As I've shown you guys in other videos, I don't really need that anymore because I went and did this setup. If you didn't catch that video, I have one there where I talked about the importance of having one of everything if you want to sell video games or whatever your niche happens to be. Equipping yourself with the right tools will always optimize things. So I'll probably just get rid of that one. Let's see. More Nintendo. Here's one I haven't seen before, actually. I bet some of the younger guys are probably wondering, why does it say game and TV, huh? Well, let us know in the comments. So all of this is going to come in super handy, and they're actually in far better condition than I thought they would be when I bid on this lot. Radio Shack. When's the last time you saw a Radio Shack around where you live? The last one I saw was actually in Mexico. Here's one that won't be good. We could fix it. They're not particularly complex. It's just a matter of, is it worth the effort for us? This is for a Game Boy, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like it. Yep, I see Nintendo rechargeable battery for a Game Boy. So we'll test that one out, see what it's worth. actually did far better than I expected, to be honest. This is for 360. Not a big fan of the 360. It seems like most people didn't take good care of them, to be honest. Here's another Radio Shack one. So we just wanted to share so that you can see, like, here I just completed several Ataris, ColecoVisions, and Magnavox Odysseys, just like that. This lot already paid for itself like 3 or 4 times, even after paying for shipping. So if you're going to be dealing with this kind of stuff, remember, buy spare parts, make your job easier. It's only going to help you, and future you will thank older you. This is probably for a Genesis Model 2. Yep. You'll learn all the pin configurations too. So, just a short one showing you what we got today. This one can be for either a Magnavox. Several of these older consoles had this one right here. A lot of times they're corroded. This is not too bad. Here's a converter for a Nintendo 64. If you find yourself in this situation, it's not optimal, but this is so that you can connect via RF, meaning like with one of these. So work with what you got, I suppose. This one's definitely junk. Alright, so remember, try to have one of everything as much as possible and arm yourself with the right tools.